quite sure why, but sometimes it's just really hard to come up with good melody. And that's why I decided to create this video and give you guys 5 awesome tips on how to create great melodies. I mean, awesome melodies. So, without further ado, let's roll the intro. So first, thank you to everyone who has subscribed recently, and for my existing audience, thank you so much for your support. If you are new here, my name is Matthias and I produce music under the name of Broken Elegance. This is my new tutorial series in which I will cover a variety of music production tips, from sound design, mixing to mastering and much more. Also, we can cover topics on YouTube, social media and video stuff. So if you are interested, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, and we can start with the first tip. And my first tip is to use this really simple form to create your melodies. You can really hear this form everywhere in the music, from mainstream to older tunes, and it's just used everywhere. So let's dive right into the DAW and I will show you guys. We are here in the FL Studio, and here I have this very simple chord progression which starts with F, and it sounds like this. And the method that I'm going to show you guys is called Private, and what it means is presentation, repetition, variation and destruction. There's few variations of that form and I'm going to show you them after I have shown you the basic version, and it goes like this. So we have the F chord, so I'm going to start with safe bet on F note, and we are going to create this very simple melody, something like this, following the key of this chord progression. It sounds pretty simple, and this is the presentation part, and now we are going to repeat this. So I'm going to just copy this over here, and it sounds like this. The repetition doesn't exactly mean to just copy this phrase over here, but we can also change the position of the notes, but we should try to keep the movement and the spacing of the notes the same. So we could move this around and maybe put it over here where we have exactly similar spacing between our notes, and we can try out how this sounds like. I'm not quite sure actually, so let's listen. It actually sounds pretty decent. We could do something like this maybe. Or something. Maybe something like this, but let's go with just simple melody like this. Now we have the two phrases, so over here we have the variation part, and now we are going to copy this over here, and we are going to try to create a variation of this structure. So we could do something like this, and that's simple variation. We change the order of the notes over here, and let's listen. Maybe, maybe not. Let's try this. That could work. Also, we could do something completely different, like maybe go over here and create something like this. Maybe. And after that comes the destruction part, and that means to completely ditch this earlier movement or spacing between the notes, and we could try to listen to this and create something totally new. And over here you can go a little bit wild with the notes and try to just come up with something interesting sounding. And that's it. That's a simple melody. This isn't the best melody that I have created, of course, and I wouldn't use it like this. But this is just to show you guys this simple form, and from this we could go to, add different rhythmic elements to this melody, like this. Maybe something like this, and there's really no limits. This form is just to help you get started and create a template for your melody, and from this point you could just go here and tweak something and do whatever you wish. But this is just to get you started and help you out if you feel like you're stuck with your melody writing. And now I'm going to show you the variation of this form. So we have this starting phrase over here. So the another way is to go with presentation, then variation, then repetition, and then destruction. So here we have the presentation. Then we do the variation. Maybe something like this. This little call and response going on over here. Then we repeat this original part over here. This isn't the best case to have your chords close to your chords, but we'll just roll with it for now. Maybe we have to move this up a little bit. And here we have the simple ending with just only one note for the destruction, but this is presentation, variation, repetition, and then the destruction. And it doesn't have to mean to go completely crazy with the notes to create something crazy. You can just end it with simple note over here, or maybe you'd like to go with something a little bit more melodic. And that's it for the Privati, and now we are going to move to the next step. Next tip is about movement in your melodies, and I think mostly you should only move a little bit on the scale stepwise. That way your melodies are easier to sing along and to remember. But that said, you should also use higher jumps of few steps in your melodies to spice up the melody. Try to make most of the movement pretty small stepwise, but occasionally use higher jumps to spice up the melody and give it a little bit more variety. And my third tip is to keep your verses on lower notes and also shorter notes, and to use higher notes and longer notes on your choruses. That's because longer notes are kind of more dramatic and have more energy. On subconscious level, I think most people accept their tracks to progress towards the chorus, and that's really easy way to do that. And my fourth tip is to analyze a lot of melodies and see what other people are doing. That doesn't mean copying other people's melodies. That means that when you are listening to melody, try to pick it apart and follow the movement and different phrases people have used and how the melody moves throughout the track. And that's actually one of the best ways to improve your melody work, because there's tried and true methods of writing melodies. Even though you don't want to sound like other people, it really could be good habits and good basic rules that you can follow before you start breaking them. The final and the most important tip in this video is to practice writing melodies often. And this is really the most important thing. And I hope you guys, after watching this video, will go to your DAW and write 5 to 10 melodies. That's the only and the best way you will improve your melody writing skills. That's it for this week's video. Remember to practice your melody writing often. Hit the subscribe button, click the bell, and I see you guys in the next week's video. See ya!